Hey, this is B-Mac, the Blindcaster here, coming to you again every Wednesday. This is episode 18 of the podcast today. Originally, we were supposed to have our guest Tara on today, but she was unable to do it due to issues beyond our control, but that's okay. You get to hear me ramble for a couple minutes, at least a couple minutes. So, we still have the B-Mac merch available. Come down if you can. I have a show tomorrow night, gig tomorrow night, up at St. Anthony's up in Woburn tomorrow night. That'll be at 7:30 tomorrow night. I'll be singing some rock songs and meeting people, and you guys are really great. This will be on YouTube very, very soon. We're still working on that as well, so we will keep you posted on that when we know more information. For starters, I found a new podcast I listen to now called The Classic Metal Show. It's basically a podcast, but it's actually live. So it's really cool. Like it airs from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. So that's pretty interesting time zone, I guess. And they're in Chicago. I got to talk about a rock feud that's happening with the rock and roll business now. Rat has some stuff going on right now. Their bass player. No, what's the bass player? No, their bass player wanted to come on the Classic Metal Show, and was a little offended that he wasn't given. He wants to come on. And he wound up saying something about, I can't believe I was invited on the show. I'd like to really clearly earn things. Things have been said about me throughout the years, and that's not, I feel very offended about that. This is Juan Crossier was saying this. And Chris Aiken and Wendell Neely had said, that, listen, they'll welcome them on the show. They'll reach out. And also, the band Dokken has been doing some shows, I guess. They do a lot of club shows now. And another band I bring up to you guys is L.A. Guns. That was a band that never really made it that famous. I mean, they were big for like one hit, but they do a lot of club shows now. They seem to do a lot of like nightclub shows, like in like club settings now. This day is a big day in history because in 1984, the album by Def Leppard, Pyromania, was released in this date, which was a very, very successful album for their careers, that launched their careers. And Rick Allen drums with one hand, so he wears a stump on the other hand. So it's kind of neat. He's got a foot pedal and all that stuff. It's just funny how the music business today is changing, because back in the day when you want to get famous, you wrote songs and you recorded them in a studio a couple times, mixed them, and then released them. Now you record a song and then put it on the internet, and that's it. Here's how my career, I want to do it like this for my career. I want to do it the old school way. I want to go into a studio with a couple of musicians and play music and do live shows. I want to do it the old school way, not today's digital world of downloading. Well, here's the thing. I like downloading songs, but if I'm going to make money at doing this, I have to do it the old school way, because that's how a lot of my favorite artists did it. They wrote songs and rehearsed. Today's artists don't rehearse songs. Today's pop artists, they don't rehearse songs. They don't care about work. They don't care about rehearsals. They don't care the time is precious. They don't. There's not something that they really care about. And it's just crazy. It's insane that that's the case. And so it's just really, really, it's funny how that seems to work. It never really, it's just, there's no relevant age now. And SiriusXM satellite radio is dying. the content isn't good anymore. I mean, look at Stern. Stern show used to be really popular back in the 90s. And, you know, he's got little characters and stuff. Like a lot of shows have their own little characters and stuff. But that's kind of gotten cheesy now. You know? That's kind of gotten cheesy. It's just crazy how that works now. I mean, things are changing. Rock is making, I guess, a bit of a comeback, I guess, with the metal stuff. And it's just weird. The business is weird now. It's like a whole thing. And here's the one thing that makes me so fired up, all right? Tomorrow night, Hanover Theater, Foreigner is playing. Again, I say this day in and day out. It's not really Foreigner. It's a tribute band called Foreigner. And I think that's ridiculous that they're able to get away with that. It just is. It's crazy that they can do that. Well, that's my ramblings today. You guys have been great. This has been episode 18 of the podcast. Hope to have Tara on very, very soon as a guest. You will not regret that, listening to that show. And B-Mac will be back next week. See you guys later.